Hello everyone! Oh boy, it has been such a good, beginning to my week, and I know I'm late getting this video out here to everyone, but I've kind of just been marinating and stewing on the subject I feel like that's coming through this week. Now first, before we get into anything, and before I get into the video, can we just talk about my hoops? My sister gifted these to me this week, and they're kind of fabulous. I love them. I know they're huge. You could probably use them as a hula hoop, whatever. These are fabulous. I am loving my new hoops. So I just had to get that out of the way because I'm sure that you guys are like, what? Look at those things. But, it doesn't bother me. They can rest right here on these shoulders. I am totally fine with that. Anyway, hi everybody. It is really, really good to be making this video and to be with you guys again. And maybe we're not in the same room, but we're with each other in spirit and in a connected field. And so I just want to say hello and blessings to you, love and light to you. And one of the things that I might be a little bit all over the place. I'm going to try and be more mindful of the amount of time this video is going to take. So, but bear with me. You guys have been very patient and very cool about it, so thank you. The main thing that I feel like that's coming through this week that I need to share with everyone is the question, who do you think you are? I know that speaking for myself, that's something that I'm currently answering for myself, to myself. I really don't think that, I think that we can get to a place in life where we absolutely know who we are. A lot of times that comes with knowing who you are not, and that really resonating inside of you and letting you know, oh, okay, that doesn't resonate with my heart. That's not, I don't flow in that zone, Case in point, I've always been musical. I've always been artistic. I've always, had that sort of, I've been wired up that way. But when it comes to math, you better just stop it, because I am like, what? It's just, it was no good in school. Not that I can't do math and not that I didn't learn it. I think it just took me a little longer than other people. But because I'm so artistic in that way, man, math was like a battle for me growing up. So I learned very quickly that my flow was in the arts. My flow was in music. My flow was in that sort of thing, in creativity. Not to say that anyone who is more math-minded isn't that way, because I've found there's a lot of artistic people who are kind of wired up that way too. It's just a different expression of their artistry. So anyway, so I have my cheat sheet again, and I have a lot of notes. And like I said, I'm going to go as far as I can with this today, and try not to talk you guys' ears off. But first, I just want to say that I've been doing really good with the weight loss and with really kind of tapping into who I am, tapping into what makes me tick, and really being on a journey of learning who I am. Not to say that I haven't known aspects of myself in my life. Obviously I've known aspects of myself and what I like and what I don't like, and learn new things that I never thought I would like, things like that. But I've also found that along with the shedding of, let me rephrase that, along with digging deep and facing my fears, facing the challenges, facing those things that have been very tough for me to look at for many, many years of my life, coming to a place now where I'm confronting it. I'm looking at those things. I'm sitting with those things. I'm allowing myself to be honest with myself first. That's so important, to be honest with yourself first, because God, it is easy to lie to yourself. It is we can lie to other people, we can deceive other people, we can, maybe not even on purpose, and sometimes on purpose, but it's very, very easy to lie to ourselves and to justify a way of being, justify thoughts and ideas that we know are not good for us, practices, habits, whatever, that are not good for us. And it's easy to do that when you don't want to face your truth, when we don't want to face those things that are too painful to face. And that's not, I don't say that in judgment, I say that from experience. I say that from having lived that life for many, many years and not being willing to look at those things. But anyway, so it's been a journey. And I'm still on this journey, and it is unfolding to me. And I find that as I say yes, and I continue every day, just even the smallest steps, because you don't climb a mountain by one big leap. You climb a mountain one step at a time. It's the small things, it's the small decisions, it's the small choices that accumulate, and then that creates the full picture, the whole picture. So I have found that I am continuing to learn who I am, and it is a beautiful, beautiful place to be in my life. It's a beautiful journey, and it has its highs, it has its lows. I'm not saying that every day is like, I'm on cloud 9 and just, blissful, everything, because that's not the case. But as things come up, if I have to make a decision, I really try and be more mindful, more present with where I am every day, the decisions that I'm making about food that I'm eating, about choices that I'm making, whatever those things may be that affect my life and affect those around me, but mainly for myself. Where am I coming from? Am I coming from a place of really tuning into myself and really listening to myself and really doing what resonates on the inside of me? You're on the path that is in alignment for you when you feel that peace in your heart. Now, there's a difference between having that peace in your heart, P-E-A-C-E. There's a difference between having a peace in your heart and I lost my train of thought. And things going just hunky-dory every day. It's not like that. It's not like that. It's life. We have our good days, we have our bad days. But you have a peace inside of you, a knowing inside of you, a place that you're in alignment with exactly where you're supposed to be going, exactly where you're meant to go, to flow into your destiny, into your truth. When you feel that resonate on the inside of you, when you feel that place of empowerment, that place of peace inside of you. So anyway, I wrote some notes down, and I want to kind of touch on those. So let's get started with that. So I want to ask you some questions, and if you want to take notes, if you don't want to take notes, that's fine too. But if this is something that resonates with you, and you want to maybe sit down and maybe jot down a few notes in a journal or something and ask yourself these questions. Number 1, who do I think I am? 2, how do I see myself? 3, I'm going to ask you, who do you believe you are? Because believing is everything, right? And what do you believe about yourself? I heard Marianne Williamson say this, and in fact she said this, it was a clip that I saw recently based on the book A Course in Weight Loss that I read, and that was really an instrumental tool, and I've shared this on the Facebook page. It was an instrumental tool in really smacking me in the face with truth. And it's an amazing book. It's called A Course in Weight Loss by Marianne Williamson. If any of you are struggling with weight, I highly recommend this book. I highly recommend that this is something you might really want to look into because it's amazing. Anyway, one of the things that she said was, we all have faith. Some people might say, oh, I'm not a person of faith. I'm not. But I think we think that saying that we have faith in something automatically means that we're this highly super spiritual person, or that has a connotation of, or sorry, has a just that you feel that you're automatically coming from a place of like a spiritual place, whatever that means for you. But that's not necessarily the case. We all have faith. We have faith every day. We have faith that when we get in the car, right, that we're going to make it to our destination. We have faith if we get on a plane that we're going to land safely at our destination and get in wherever, the car, the cab, whatever, and go wherever we're going. We have faith in our families. We have faith in people we trust. Everyone has faith. But the question is, what kind of faith and what kind of belief do you have in yourself? Do you have faith and belief that you can accomplish the things you want to accomplish in life? Do you have faith, or do you have faith that you're always going to screw up? Do you have faith that no matter what you do, you're always going to be a failure? Do you put your faith in those places? Do you have faith that I've tried to lose weight 1 billion times, I've tried to lose weight 100 times, I've tried for that job or whatever, and I've just failed, or something's happened, and you just put your faith in that it's never going to happen? I'm telling you, we all have faith, and we have faith every single day. And whether that faith is directed in a positive way or directed in a negative way, faith and belief at the very core of our being is what drives us, and I would say it is having whatever you have faith in is the direction your life is going to go in, the direction your life will go in. So what do you believe about yourself? What do I believe about myself? We'll get into that in a little bit. First, well, let me look down here. Sorry, I have all this going on. Oh, let me change the page because I remember I wrote notes on the other side of it. I wanted to read this to you guys. In fact, let me do this. I want to read this to you guys really quick. And this is from a guy. His name is, what is it? Oh, sorry. His name is Steve. Sorry about this, guys. Steve Maraboli. You can look him up on Facebook. He's a life coach, a teacher. And I read this today. And boy, man, did it resonate. It just like, boom, just fireworks going off. And I was like, I have to share this. I have to share this with my friends. I have to share this with my family. Anyone that watches this video, I want to share this with you. So here it goes. You're not rejected, you're redirected. So bear with me, we often have a diluted sense of self. We do not see the magnitude of the greatness inside of us. As a result, most people live within the parameters of the lowest part of their life. They dwell in the basement of their capability. Ooh, let that one sink in. Let that one sink in. Don't let that fly by. They dwell in the basement of their capability, because you're capable of limitless things, right? But so often we believe the lie. We believe whatever, that lie about ourselves, and we dwell in the basement of our capability. When you have a small picture of yourself, it distorts the size of the problems and the challenges you face. You become easily intimidated and even more easily deterred from following your desired success. You look at mistakes as final and failures as unworthiness. I know I've done that. I've done that many, many times in my life. You see a small you and a big everything else, right? The vision of yourself is distorted, and the efficiency of your journey is burdened. Man, that's good. Let me say that again. The vision of yourself is distorted, and the efficiency of your journey is burdened. You are a reflection of greatness. You are a reflection of greatness. I am a reflection of greatness. Don't lose sight of that. There have been countless challenges that you have thought were bigger than you. But you're still here. They have not defeated you. They have not stopped you. And even if you didn't realize it, they had to bow to your innate superiority. Because, honey, if you're watching this video, you are still here. No matter what's come your way, no matter what's come my way, we are still here. Why? Because we are resilient. We are strong, right? We are. You may not believe that about yourself, but you are, because you're still here. Keep your dream alive. Keep your relationship alive. Keep your career alive. Keep your goal alive. Live big. You have not been rejected. You have been redirected. Delayed but not denied. You are greater than you can ever imagine. Let that sink in. You are greater than you can ever imagine. Let your journey be fueled and your body be nourished by your victorious past, because you're here, still here, and move forward. Forward movement, forward thinking. Quit looking at the past. Quit looking in the rearview mirror, because you're not going that way, right? Looking forward, forward and ahead, having vision for yourself. Let me go back. Be fueled. Let your journey be fueled and your body be nourished by your victorious past, and move forward in the direction of your magnificent dreams. You are worthy. Live accordingly. Oh, that is so good. You are worthy. Live accordingly. Man, you guys need to look him up. Dr. Steve Maraboli, and he's got a book called Unapologetically You. Man, that's good. I had to share that with you guys. That really resonated with me. I know that I have been at that place. I have been at that place where, because of one too many times of, failing at something, or, whatever, believing a lie. Like I shared with you guys about the gym and that woman that, was really mean and spiteful and said that to me at the gym. I believed into that. I believed that lie, and I believed that I wasn't worthy. I believed I wasn't worthy. I believed, these people must be better than me on some level. They're better than me. They're in shape. There's something wrong with me. But the truth is that there was nothing wrong with me. I know now that she was coming from a place of judgment, but she was seeing me through her filter of the way that she sees herself. This Raina knows that. That Raina didn't. So let me continue. Let me see here. This is really good too, and this is another quote, and I just want to share this really quick. It says, the boat sails in the water. It's not the water around you that causes you to sink. It's when you let the water come on the inside. We're all on a journey. We're all in this life together, and it's whatever you allow on the inside. It's when you let the water into your boat that you'll begin to sink. When you let the doubt and the unbelief about your capabilities, about who you are, the buying into the lies about who you are, whether it's someone else who said it to you, or whether it's something you've believed about yourself, or something that society has put on you. When you let that go on the inside and take root inside of you, and that begins to grow, and then that starts to produce fruit in your life, and then it just takes over everything. It takes over the way you see the world. It takes over the way that you see yourself. It takes over everything. But if you don't let that in, or even if you have let that in, the good news is that you have the power. I have the power of choice every single day. Every single day. I remember hearing this one day. You know what's amazing about the power of choice? It's that it's always at your disposal. Always. You're never without that power. So you have the power. I have the power to believe in who we are and what we're made of, and to see the truth that we are still here And there is a reason for that. It's because I have a destiny. You have a destiny. We have a purpose. Let me continue. So one of the things, too, I wanted to mention was, just like the title of my vlog is Love Responding to Love. When you come from a place of love with yourself, when you're gentle with yourself, when you're kind with yourself, think about it when you love someone, whether it's your child, whether it's a family member. I mean, it's not always perfect. But what does love do? Love raises up. It doesn't beat down. Love changes people from the inside out. Love gives. Love doesn't just always take, right? Love empowers you. Love lifts you up. Love, like that song says, it gives you wings. It's love changes everything. And not just love for someone else, because I was that person where it was all about love for everyone else, love for my friends, love for my family, love for everyone on the outside, and I was not loving me. I was not taking time to love myself. And that is the biggest and most important thing, to love yourself and to understand that source, that God is love. Is love. And we are capable of so much if we just take time to really love ourselves, take time to make the choices that are coming from a place of love, and allowing love to respond to love, allowing love to transform us in the small choices, in the big choices, as long as it's coming from a place of love and respect and honor, right? It will transform us. So another thing that I wanted to touch on was number 1. So these are little bullet points, okay? Number 1, let go of all the lies about yourself, all the lies that you've bought into. Open yourself up to the truth that you have strength, power, and that you are wired as a unique expression. You are a unique expression of God. You are a unique expression. I am a unique expression who loves my hoops of Source. We're all different. We all bring something different to the table. And I don't have the same gifts that you have. You don't have the same gifts that I have. But collectively, when we bring all of those gifts to the table, man, it just, everyone gets nourished from that. Everyone can receive from those gifts, and it nourishes the whole. It blesses the whole. And I don't mean just, I believe that it has a ripple effect, when you share those gifts of yourself out into the world. It has a ripple effect. So you are a unique expression of God, of Source. And when you know who you are, it eliminates helplessness and it empowers you. Think about that. And that's true. This is what I've been learning. As I've been learning who I am, like I said, there was aspects of myself I already knew. But as I've been discovering new things about myself that I never really knew, as those things have been coming forward, and I've been integrating those things into my heart, into my being, and accepting those things with joy and without judgment, it has been empowering me. Like, the truth is that I don't feel helpless as I used to. I'm still a work in progress. I'm still going. I'm still growing. I'm still doing my thing. But I don't feel like just beat down all the time, like I can't do it. When I make the small choices every day coming from a place of love, it becomes easier to make the next choice for yourself. So what is it that you can do today? What is it you can do today that comes from a place of love for yourself? You will find that as you do that, and as you are good to yourself, and you choose yourself, and you love yourself with patience, love, and grace, and no judgment, you will become your own best friend. You will enjoy your own company. I've known people who do not want to be alone, and it's sad. It's sad because they can't enjoy their own company. They can't enjoy being in their own space. But when you start to realize who you are and you begin to become an empowered person and that helplessness starts to go out, you enjoy your own company. Hey, let me tell you something. Anybody who knows me knows this. I am an extrovert. I love to be out socializing. Hey, let's go have a drink. Let's hang out. Let's whatever. But I enjoy my own company. I can tell you that with 100%, just 100%, I can tell you, I fully enjoy my own company. I will have myself a good old time. Let me tell you, I'm becoming, because I'm still becoming my own best friend. I will sit down and listen to music that I enjoy. I'll watch a movie that I enjoy. I'll go places that I find enjoyable. Whatever it is. And I truly I'm learning to love myself, and it is amazing. Oh my gosh. It is so exciting. It is so amazing to realize, just what it means to embody that. I've heard people talk about that before, be your own best friend, and I'm like, yeah, don't come at me with that. But when you start to walk in it, it radically shifts everything. Another thing is surround yourself with positive influence. Whether it's good books, good music, whatever it is, it's going to lift you up. Because believe it or not, you become what you're surrounded by. When I was in a place of depression and sadness, let me tell you, my surroundings, my room, my space, my living space, just everything was dark. It reflected what was going on the inside. My body reflected what was going on the inside of me. So your environment, it directly affects you. So if you're in an environment that doesn't nourish you, if you have a choice to leave that environment, or maybe just start to really ask yourself the questions, am I aligned? Wait, let me not say that. Ask yourself the question, does this line up with who I really am? Does this environment, do these friends, does this choice that I'm making right now, does this line up with who I really am? Does this bring me joy? Does it bring me peace? Does it feed my soul? Does it feed my body in a healthy way? Because we become what we're surrounded by. And it's like Veronica says, she said, like Gandhi says, be the change you wish to see in the world. And how do you do that? You start with the small steps, and you start with your own surroundings. Start with yourself, Start with, if your room is a mess and it brings you down every time you look at it and you're like, oh God, start to make small steps that will improve the overall flow of the room. Make it high vibrational. Make it full of love. Make it a place that nourishes you. When you walk in, it's like, oh yeah, this is my place. This is my place of serenity. This is a place of love for me. There's, quotes on the wall that I love, or there's art that I love. There's things that feed me, soul, body, mind, and spirit. So make that high vibrational, and surround yourself with things that are feeding you in that way. Okay. The other thing I wanted to mention is pay attention to what resonates with your heart. What makes you light up? What makes you light up? What makes you come alive? What do you flow in? What are you good at? I will tell you. I mean, obviously, you guys know I've talked about it. Oh, hit my laptop. I love music. Always have, always will. I love singing. Always have, always will. I love art. I love artistry. One of the new things that I've learned in the last few years is that I love photography. I always appreciated it, but I never realized just how much I love it. I love the expression of it, the art of it, what photography says to you, the way that you can look at a photo and it speaks to you in a way that a lot of things, at least for me, they just don't speak to me that way. I love photography. I love how you can express your vision, express what you're seeing into the world based on how you take a picture. Do you see what's happening right now? See, I'm lighting up just talking about it. That's what I'm talking about. What lights you up? What is it? Think about it and jot it down, write it down. Think about the things that light you up. And if you don't know what lights you up, take time to learn that. You know, be brave enough to discover. Be brave enough to step out of your comfort zone, out of your box, and step into, you know what, I've always wanted to take that class. I'm going to sign up for it. I've always wanted to learn that instrument. I've always wanted to, whatever, go to that place, travel, whatever it is. I've always wanted to become a nutritionist, a life coach, whatever. Find out what it is that brings you joy. One of the other things that I've been finding that brings me joy, I mean, obviously, I love makeup, I love, hair, I love all that stuff. Hoops. I have to keep talking about my hoops. I want to learn, I've learned, I know how to chord on the piano, but I've never learned how to play the piano fully. That's something that I'm going to be learning. That's stepping out of my comfort zone because it's kind of been intimidating to me based on some past failures with trying to learn it before. But I'm going to learn. I'm going to take classes, piano classes. I want to learn how to play guitar. That's another thing I want to do. I have been learning as I've been on this journey of learning how to take care of my body and losing weight that I love health and wellness. Never thought I would. Never, girl. Oh, look at me, girl. Like I'm talking about, girl. No, like I never thought, like when I was that old Raina that was defeated and came from this victim mindset, and this Raina that just had moments of greatness in her life, but didn't really know who she was. Man, you could have sat me down and told me that I'd be today, that I would have a vlog. Oh, my tank top is showing. That I would have a vlog on YouTube, that I would be putting all my business out there, that I would be sharing about health and wellness and losing weight. I would have just been like, yeah, oh really? Crazy person. Like I wouldn't have believed you. I would have brushed it off. But that's because I didn't truly believe in myself, right? So, but I love health and wellness. And can I just tell you, I love fermented food. I know you guys are like, what? Rotten? No. I'm talking about fermented foods. Probiotics. Oh man, don't get me started on that subject because we will be here for a few hours just talking about that. I'm talking about making your own sauerkraut, yogurt, kefir, sourdough bread, like fermented lemonades, fermented drinks, fermented oatmeal, fermented rice milk. See what I'm saying? Like, lighten up just talking about it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I've actually been learning, I've been wanting to do sauerkraut. I haven't actually done that yet because it's so good for you. I'm going to do a video just on that, just on probiotics and fermented food, because let me tell you, I'm going to start making it and I'm going to share with you guys. But I've been learning, in fact, this last week, how to make fermented oatmeal and fermented rice milk. I've made my own yogurt before. I haven't done it recently, but I've made my own yogurt. I want to make kombucha, which is a fermented tea. It's all good for you because it helps break down the food. It has all that good bacteria that goes into the flora, good flora, that lives in your intestines and your digestive system, that brings you tremendous health, full of B vitamins, full just of all kinds of goodness that your body needs. And, we neglect that. We don't know about it, especially American culture. We just, oh man, we got to learn about that. But anyway, so I've been learning about this stuff. I've been learning about how to take care of myself in that way and make probiotic food. And it's freaking amazing. And that will lead me to something else, because I can't forget, I have to share this with you for all my girls out there, or even guys, all my friends who want to know about some good skincare tips. Stay tuned, because at the end of this video, I'm going to give you some good skincare tips. I am talking so fast because I'm excited. See, I'm lit up. Okay, so onward. The next thing is allow yourself to heal. Did you catch that? Allow yourself. Give yourself permission and allow yourself to heal. Believe that you can and cultivate that in your life. Cultivate healing in your life. Cultivate things that will bring about healing. Well, Raina, how do I do that? You surround yourself with positivity. You surround yourself with, for me, it's been living on a spiritual path, awakening to that part of myself that I kept stuffed down and hidden for a very, very long time, which that's a long story. I won't get into that right now, but for me, tapping into God, tapping into Source, the source of all life. Like I said, this is not a religious thing or a judgmental thing. This is tapping into the source of all life and knowing that healing comes from that place, comes from Him, comes from God, comes from Source. Healing comes from that place. If you knew me before and you are seeing these videos now, you cannot deny the fact that I have changed. And that is because I've been good to myself, I've been nourishing myself, but the first thing is because I yielded and allowed myself to begin the healing process. I allowed myself to start facing my darkness. I allowed myself to face those demons that I didn't want to face, and realized in the yeses, in taking those yes steps, realized just how strong I am. Realized just how strong I am. I am strong. I am capable. And I'm continually ongoing. It's ongoing. I'm continually learning that. So allow yourself to heal. Quit holding on to the past. I'm not going to hold on to I've let the past go. Can I tell you that? I have let the past go. I have a lot of deep pain. Let me rephrase that, a lot of deep pain. I've had a lot of deep pain. I've had a lot of deep pain from the past. From the church world, from false Christians, from judgmental people, from, maybe people outside of the church world, people who were cruel, or even things that I did to myself or family or whatever, failures, whatever, that just that caused these deep gaping wounds within myself. But I have come to a place now where I've allowed myself to heal. And can I tell you that there is light on the other side of the tunnel? If you are in a dark place, if you are in a place of, I don't know who in the world I am, I'm telling you, you can find out. And when you say yes to yourself, you say yes and you start taking steps in that direction, it will all begin to unfold for you. It will all begin to your life will begin to line up. The right people will start to come into your life. When you say yes to God, yes to Source, yes, I can't do this on my own, teach me, show me, guide my life, I'm telling you, that is exactly what He will do. Exactly. So allow yourself to heal. Let go of the old ways of being that do not line up with your heart and your gifts. Let it go. Because what's it doing for you anyway? It's holding you down. That's what it's doing. For me, it was making me fat and fatter and fatter and fatter and more unhappy and sad, and it's just piling on top of itself and piling up until I was buried underneath it all. And it wasn't until I just freed myself from the holding on of it, the holding on to it. That was one of the beginning steps for me, was letting it go and saying, I can't hold on to this stuff anymore. It is literally killing me in more ways than one. In every way, my happiness, my body, everything. So let go of the past and give yourself a vision. Tap into the vision of your future. Tap into that for your life. Let go of what no longer serves you and causes you to stay in a stagnant place, a place of no growth. You know, have you ever been like around water that's stagnant or smelly or stinky, that's got like dead flies and bugs floating around? You know how like when you're a kid, when you have those little pools, like I remember when I was a kid, we had like little kiddie pools and stuff, and we would play in the summertime. And you know, you'd play a few days when it was really hot, and then you would forget about that the water was in there, and you go about your business. And next thing you know, a few days later you're there, and I go outside, and this water was nasty and just gross. It had bugs floating around in it. It was just dead water. And that's what happens to us sometimes. There's no movement, when there's no forward movement, when there's no in that direction, we become stagnant. We become a place of we become dead inside. Our dreams, our future, our goals, everything about us starts to die. But where there's life, if you ever look at a spring or a river, it's constantly moving. It's constantly flowing. It's always in the flow. And there's life surrounding that. There's trees, there's bushes, there's flowers, there's animals. Animals come to drink from the river. There's always life where there's movement. Always, always, always. And if our lives are not moving forward, then we're becoming stagnant, and we're staying in the same place, and we're dying. There's just no other way around it. That's the truth of it. And it was the truth for me, and it has been the truth for me. And I'm happy to say that I'm in a place now where I'm in the flow. I'm moving forward. I'm no longer looking to the past, but I'm looking forward. And you can do that too. It may seem impossible. It may seem like, God, this mountain is huge. It's too dark in my life. I can't do it. But man, I'm telling you, if you will just allow yourself to tap into a place of love, man, for yourself. I keep saying, man, I don't know why I keep doing that. But if you tap into that, say yes to yourself. Say yes to Source. Say yes to the belief that you have a future, and the future that you want for yourself. Create a vision for yourself. It changes everything. Everything. Step out of your fears and be bold enough, and even in the tiniest steps, to try that class, etc., that you always wanted to take, and be patient and loving with yourself, and you'll begin to learn who you are. The only way that we're going to learn who we are is if we take the steps to learn who we are. And it doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen in a matter of days or even a month. It takes time. And that's where the patience and the kindness and the goodness and the thoughtfulness of yourself and the love for yourself all comes in. It takes time, but it is an amazing journey, people. I'm telling you. It's an amazing journey when you begin to learn those things about yourself and really stop and take notice. Like, really stop and take notice of those things. Pay attention. Pay attention to those things that light you up and bring you joy. What was let me look at my cheat sheet really quick. Yeah, let me just touch on this. Let me say that, I am thankful, I am grateful for this opportunity, for this time of my life, to be able to share all of this unfolding of what's happening in my life with you guys, and share this truth with you. I wasn't always like this. Like I said, I was really deep in the place of defeat, in a mindset of defeat, a mindset of just being a victim and feeling like, nothing was ever going to, nothing really, I don't think I ever really believed that I could really ever lose weight. In fact, let me tell you this, okay, people used to always say, whether they were life coaches or whatever, or friends, whoever, and they would say, oh, just envision yourself, losing weight. Envision yourself being this thin person, being this, whatever size you want to be, fill in the blank. Envision yourself being that, and you will go towards that. And I was like, wah, wah, because I could never envision that for myself. I literally would close my eyes. I remember doing this time and time again. I would close my eyes, and I would think, okay, how do I see myself? What does that look like to me? And I literally couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't see myself as thin. I couldn't see myself as being healthy. I just could not see it. I was blind to it. But now that's changed because of the small steps, because of applying love to myself and making choices from that place. Over time, I have come to a place now where I can envision it. I was, in fact, walking one day, not that long ago. I was on my walk, doing my thing, listening to my music, and I suddenly just had vision of myself being healthier. Like, in my mind's eye, I could see myself walking faster in front of me, and I could see myself like with my body shaped the way that I want it shaped. And I wasn't fully at the place physically where I wanted to be, but I could see myself walking faster, right? And then in front of her, I could see Raina as I want to be in my body, like really healthy. I could see myself running, just like I could see myself doing it. Why? Because I can finally have vision for myself. And that doesn't always mean just, having a mental picture, although that's a part of it. But it's creating a vision. Can I tell you something else I've done? I've gone onto Pinterest. I did this, 2 years ago, I think I started it. I started a vision board. And you've probably heard of this before. You can create a vision board in your house where you actually physically have a, piece of cardboard or corkboard or whatever, and start to cut out, magazine articles or pictures or whatever it is and to start to create a vision of how you want your life to be. Oh, I want to take a vacation to Europe, and you put a picture of Europe up there, a place that you really want to go. Whatever it is. Oh, I really want to wear this outfit one day. Put a picture of that outfit. But for me, it was Pinterest. So check out my Pinterest page if you have it. It's called 2014 Vision Board. And I started this vision board, and I remember in the beginning I would start to pin outfits and stuff that I would want to wear, and I would be like, oh God, I better not put that up there because, I'm not that small, and a part of me would try and hide and be like, and shrink down. But this other part of me would rise up and say, no. You are going to put that up there because that is your goal. Your goal is to travel to this place or to look this way or to feel, not even so much to look that way, to feel this way, to feel that empowered, to whatever it is. So create a vision for yourself. Start with a vision board. Maybe start on a piece of paper and just start, writing it down for yourself. Make it real. Make it real for yourself, because then you start to gravitate toward that. You start to become what you envision. Whatever it is you believe about yourself, whatever it is you put faith in, that's what you're going to become. That's what I'm going to become. So create a vision for yourself. And let me see, was that kind of it that I wanted to say? Let me see. Let me check. Yeah, I think that was it. Wow. I did it. This is a long video. It's almost 50 minutes. Dang! Anyway, so I'm going to wrap everything up, but I just want to say that, start to ask yourself those questions. Who am I? What do I want out of life? What do I want for myself? Like Oprah says, create the grandest, biggest vision for your life, because whatever you believe, that's what you become. So create that for yourself. And I'm going to continue to pursue the vision for myself. I can't wait to hear more. Oh, and this last thing I want to share with you guys. Now this, I'll try to make it quick. But when I was in Oregon, as you know, I've talked about Oregon and, everything that began happening and the change that began happening in my life there. The very last day that I was in Oregon, when the truck was all packed and my stuff was all packed and ready to come back to California, there was a part of me, believe it or not, after years of just wanting to be back in California, there was a part of me that was actually sad to leave Oregon, because it was there that the old ideas and thoughts about myself and the old way of being started to fall away, and the new began to be birthed. The new seeds that were being planted were starting to grow, right? So there's a part of me that was sad, and I was sad to leave my spring because, oh man, I had the best water there. Oh God, it was so good. The best spring water. It was so yummy. Anyway, so I told you guys about the experience about the grass and about hearing the voice of all life, Source, speak to me and say, I'm doing to you what is done to this grass. I'm rooting out the old, just like you see these mounds of dirt, and I'm rooting it out, and I'm planting new. So I would go for walks all the time, and that was my time for me, being out in nature, breathing, just communing with myself, communing with Source, and just really tapping into that, right? And allowing that to heal me in the deep places of my heart, and surrendering those old things that were holding me down, those old ideas, those old patterns. And anyway, so the last day that I'm there, I said I have to go one more time for my walk, just one more time. And so I was sweaty and I was tired and all of it, right, from packing. But I got outside and I went down for my walk. And when I was coming toward the end of my walk, and I came back around and was walking back toward, and there was like a little park that was right there. And all of a sudden I just had this overwhelming sensation, and I knew it was from that voice again that said, stop. So I stopped. And I realized that I was standing under this tree, a beautiful tree. It was like this deep red, beautiful red plum color. It was the whole tree except for the bark. The bark was like this beautiful dark brown, but the leaves were just this beautiful, beautiful, rich red color. And as I looked up, I saw these little clusters of fruit. These little teeny, I don't know if it was a plum tree. I don't know what kind of tree it was, to be honest. But I saw these little clusters of fruit, and the fruit wasn't ready to be harvested yet, but it was tiny. And I heard inside of myself that voice again that said, you are like this tree. Your fruit is coming forward. The fruit, the seeds that were planted are now coming to fruition. You're not there yet. You're not there yet, but it's beginning. So, I just, again, burst into tears and was just like, oh my God, this was overwhelming to me. It was beautiful, and it was real. It was real. God, it was real. And so with that, I just felt so good, like, whew, like I can leave Oregon on this note. This is good. This is good. And so I keep walking, and I get toward the park where I had actually parked the car before I, park the car. Anyway, and when I got to the car, I was just about to get in the car. My niece and my sister were waiting there, and I stopped for a minute, and I heard that voice again, and the voice said, "Look down," and I looked down. And let me show you what I saw. Now, I saw that this had happened to Veronica, and it was like, oh, that's great. But when this happened to me, my mind was completely blown. I heard the voice, look down, and this was there. 4 different feathers. Beautiful, beautiful feathers. I don't know what kind of bird they're from. It could be an owl, because there were a lot of owls there. But look at that. These beautiful gray, they're just beautiful feathers, and they were just laying there on the grass, right by my car. I didn't even see them when I got out of the car when I first left for my walk. But look at this. Look at these beautiful, just beautiful feathers. And when I looked down, I said, "What is this?" So I went to go pick them up, and I was holding them, and I heard that voice say to me again, "Now go fly." What? Oh man, just joy. It was like, you're ready. You're ready. You're ready to go. You're ready. Go fly. So on that note, I'm going to tell you, I say the same to you. Find who you are. Find out what brings you joy. And go fly. Blessings to you.